Welcome guys to another video on my channel. In today's video I'll talk about this piece of how can I say that, this wonderful book, this amazing book which had an amazing impact on my life, and I'm going to do a summary about things which I changed since I've read this book, but I already had like a path of changing my behavior or my my habits quite good, but this was a major breakthrough through my process. And I mean, thank you also to the author James Clear for giving out such a valuable book. And also I need to credit this video to Ali Abdal, who made already a summary about this book. And yeah, I've got some things out of there as well, but in general it is more like from my perspective and what an impact it had on my life. And in this book it is just in general about ways, or in general habits, good and bad habits, how you can change these habits. And one major thing I've learned definitely is these habits are not just like something in the short term or where you can make a challenge for 30 days. No, it is a long-term thing. You're doing that, like the habits are like a lifestyle you need to live, and that's something like one of the major things that was like standing out in this book. And I mean, think about yourself. So many people out there, I mean, I realized that in January, already 2 months ago, but in January when the New Year's resolution started, and these people started to hit the gym, and after 30 days they gave up. And I think these are just the 30 days challenge kind of things, where you can't just get that success within these 30 days, and it needs to even be like, it is even proven that it needs to be over 60 days until 90 days until you can make a change as a habit and like do it automatically. So the first thing which I've got from this book is why tiny changes make such a big difference. If I draw that in this thing here, it will look like, I mean, on the left side we have the results, it is called, and the bottom line, time. This is actually exactly the same from the book which I've got, or I mean from Atomic Habits itself. And it is very nicely explained there that when, like, if you improve every single day 1%, then you go like make a tiny effort per day to improve yourself, and that adds up to so much at the end of the year. Like if you do that for 365 days, it adds up to every single day. And if you like, you need to think like a habit is like a compound interest of self-improvement. Like I mean, if you say 1%, I mean, if we talk in the investment industry or in the finance industry, we have an interest rate, and if you put your money on that bank, you get an interest back. And that's the same how it works. Like you put a 1% effort in there, and you get like, you improve yourself every single day, and that adds up to way more time than it would if you would just stop after 30 days, for example. And then there is also the, like, if you compare that to Warren Buffett, for example. Warren Buffett, the richest man who've got, generally his portfolio, he's got and that portfolio is that didn't go the straight line. It went that curve, exactly that curve here, and it went sometimes 70-80% into minus, but he had the long-term thing in his mind. Long-term, like, this is what I've already told you in the beginning of this video, the long-term effect of this, which makes the big difference. On the other hand, if you go on the bottom line, it would be the bad habits, which also add up to every single day. If you do or make a bad decision, it adds up to 1% every single day as well, and that's how this curve goes, backwards and down. And I guess you don't want that, and you rather want to go the upper way rather than going the bottom way, where it would be Netflixing, spending hours on social media, things like that, which are in there. What major thing in there is the so-called our brain works like that. If we say, we think it is a straight line, but the problem is it isn't a straight line which goes through that. It is that's what we think, it is a straight line, but we actually, or what actually happens is it goes first down, and then it crosses the line where you think is actually is there's crossing over here, but most people won't even get here. You know why? This whole process is probably 3 months, 2 years, 4 years, who knows, depends what goal you are looking for, but you can't reach that there if you never go through that whole journey. And in the book it is written it is called the so-called valley of disappointment. This whole section is called the valley of disappointment. And I mean, as you see, if you have that valley of disappointment, most people give up somewhere in between here, and they give up already there. So that is the first valuable information that I've learned from this book, is what tiny changes, what a big difference these make. Then James Clear also writes a lot, he made these 4 laws of behavior change, and these 4 laws are the first law is make it obvious. Make it obvious. I mean, this is that is also for me a part for reading, for example. I mean, Atomic Habits was a really good book, but I've got other books where I wasn't so interested in there, so I rather put it off somewhere and just leave it in the corner. And to get myself in the morning motivated and to inspire myself to do my morning routine, it took me probably about 6 months to consistently read. And what I do is I take my book and place it on my desk, because that's the first thing I'll do in the morning. I wake up, I get my journal, I write there my 3 things down, and the next thing which pops up is the book. So there's no other way. You just get started with reading. It's the same if you do it in the evening. You just throw it into your bed in the middle nicely, and then you just get started with reading through that. So there are many things where you can make these things also obvious. Another example is also going to the gym. I pack my bag, everything, and all ready, so the next day if I go to work I can just pick it up and not be maybe I should skip it today, or things like that. So make it obvious so you don't get distracted or get away from it, or find an excuse for it. Then the second thing is make it attractive. I mean, it goes into I'll take the example of the gym here again. because sometimes you don't feel it, you had a terrible day at work, you were stressed quite a lot there, and yeah, everyone has these type of days, but how can you make something like that attractive? I make it attractive. Well, I always think forward and like think about the shower, the amazing shower after sweating through the whole workout and just having that pump, and then going into a relaxing and calming hot shower and just relax my body is just amazing. Just that feeling already makes it for me attractive. So I get that back, go to the gym, hit that 1 hour workout, and have a nice 15-minute shower off that hot water, and just relax myself. So that's how I make that attractive. Then the third thing is make it easy. Our brain is it is so easy to get your brain distracted from that, and like the 2 minutes rule, or I call it actually the 5 minute. Like there are two different types of 2 minutes rule and 5 minutes rule. Okay, I mean they're quite the same, but the 5 minutes rules I set myself is I'll just get started with something for 5 minutes and then I just keep going, and that makes it easier and easier, like because I just had the motivation and like set myself the boundary to just fine, just do 5 minutes and I'll get started with that. Already that leads to then afterwards to more and more, and that's how James Clear and also Ali Abdal explain very good that there are different ways where you can like implement that into your life and make it easy. And if you want to make it easy, like you need to do these small tasks from washing your dishes right after you have eaten. Do you just throw it in the corner and wait until the evening? Just do all these 2 minute tasks which need to be done right after, so you already train your brain for that. And then to make these small changes, just say like, okay, I just wash one plate, the one plate I've eaten, and then you go to the sink and wash that, and already that leads to probably that you will wash everything because you already started washing. So this is how you make it easy. Or say like, I read 2 pages, it doesn't take me too long, like 2 minutes, so I can read 2 pages, and then you get so interested in the book and then you just read more. Or you can say like, okay, I'll go 5 minutes to the gym, only 5 minutes, and then I work, like you work your way up to 5, 10, 15, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Like, I mean, of course, when you go 5 minutes, it's just like you need to make it easy for your brain to like get yourself out there and do something. Then the fourth thing is called make it satisfying. Make it satisfying. Our phones, the best distractors, the best thing of having our brains and everything, just and releasing that dopamine when you have that short-term satisfaction through that, and you don't want that. But how can you change that? Like, you need to make something automatic, and the same way you make it automatic to take your phone and scroll through social media and Instagram and YouTube and anything, like even the news I struggle sometimes with. I just start to scroll on those news, and also in my morning routine sometimes I just start to pick up my phone instead of focusing what I'm doing already now. So you need to set clear boundary and make it satisfying to do, like getting it slowly off there, starting to make it a automatic process of going to the gym, going 5 minutes, going 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then the satisfaction, like the immediate satisfaction afterwards would be for me the shower I get, or maybe also sometimes a cookie, because you need to treat yourself. And if you just keep pushing yourself to the limits and never treat yourself. You just max it out, but how can you make it satisfying? And that is the fourth and last step of the 4 laws of behavior change from this book. And I need to say, like, I implement that quite a lot in my day now, because just if you feel not for something, and or even filming videos now, sometimes I have that feeling I'm not feeling fully into it to film it, because I had a stressful day and it was awful, and I'm stressed and things like that. But I just say like, okay, I just get started, and then I'll talk and have my smile again, and just keep that video like up, and the motivation up again as well. So these were the 4 things. So that was the second thing I wanted to tell you guys. And the third thing is, you need to build identity-based systems and not goals. And why is that? Like, in Ali Abdal's video, I heard that he said like the goals, I mean, also it is written in the book, it is focused on that goals are more short-term oriented, while systems are built to like get to the long term. As I said already in my first point, what tiny changes, what a difference these make. And if you build that system of going to the gym, like identify yourself with something, like that you identify yourself as, I mean, as a bodybuilder, for example. But still, if you like set yourself, like when you identify yourself with something, like that you are a reader, that you are athletic, that you are anything you can just like identify yourself, it is way more easier. Like, it is like a 3-layer based thing where you just go from the inside, like that is the subconsciousness, like where you identify yourself, and go to the outer ones, like the outer circles of the steps where you like get out. And the last layer would be like, okay, I want to have a dream body at the end. That's why I identify myself as a bodybuilder, and the process for that is hitting the gym. And the last layer would be like the goal I've got. I mean, yeah, it will be the goal that I want 6-pack or have a nice body. And through that, if you go from the identity-based one, you identify yourself, and it is way easier, or not way easier, just like it is another way of thinking, instead of going from the outside and saying like, okay, I want abs, I want a 6-pack, and then you go from the outside layer to the inside one, which is called the outcome-based outcome-based goal. And you don't want that, because if you put a outcome-based like goal, it would be like you can't intrinsically motivate yourself to hit the gym, and like going through that process of doing it consistently over years and years, and to have like the New Year's resolution just for 30 days, or 30 days challenges where you just do for 30 days, and then after that you lose your motivation, and then the goal is gone like that. So you rather focus on the system where you identify yourself as a reader, as a bodybuilder, and through that you go through the outer circle with that. So that was it for today's video. Quite a long video for today, but I thought I'll invest the time into give you a good insight into this very insightful book. And I mean, I can recommend that to any person out there, even if you just want to like read it and process it and then just leave it with that. But this is how you can change your habits. And also thank you very much for this author, James Clear, who made such an incredible book. And shout out to, or credits to, Ali Abdal for his amazing video where I got some ideas from as well. So that was it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, because I drop 2 new videos every single week on Sunday and on Thursday, and you don't want to miss them. And I will talk to you guys in the next video, and see you.